And welcome to WTL, everybody. Where's the line? I'm your host, Andy Class, and joined by
LeBron.
the Parlay Pounder.
You got it. We're here.
And I mean, we mentioned it, but if people follow us on Twitter, they've been seeing you pounding the parlays.
You know, that's what I do.
I mean, and now that NBA's here, it's like this trove of player props that you just can't get away from.
No doubt about it. Yeah, player props on NHL, NBA. Yeah, it's really good. College basketball just started, so that's a lot of fun.
Yes.
So it's just like you said, no off days. No off days.
A lot of those fall in a lot of I don't know what you want to call them, personalities out there.
Oh, yeah.
That were high on betting their favorites as far as college basketball. Boy, did they not cover. They did not cover.
They did not cover. It's just so crazy. Like, you saw 40-point spreads. I think a couple of them got up to 50. Like, how can you put your money on that thinking that might hit? I know that it could hit. It's just I cannot throw that kind of money out on a 50-point spread because in basketball, it's just the way of the feel of the game. Yeah. You get up by 20 and you're just coasting, and 50 points, really?
And a lot of those games were just glorified exhibition games.
Exactly.
I mean, Nebraska, was playing Maine, and they had troubles there even.
Exactly. It was. I think it was tied going into halftime, or we were up by one or something. So, the Huskers are looking not the best.
Hey, the Creighton Blue Jays had their woes early on as well, and it took my boy Baylor Shireman went on a little run there in the second half to get that separation, but they still didn't cover.
No, they did not cover.
So we know
the Nebraska teams did not look so hot on opening night, but we'll get better from here.
All right, so let's talk some college football though. Some ranked teams here, highly ranked, highly anticipated games in the Big 10 and Big 12, and let's just start with the Nebraska Huskers.
There you go.
Heading on up to Ann Arbor, Michigan to play the number 3 as far as college football playoff rankings are concerned, Michigan Wolverines. 2:30 kickoff on ABC, and I guess I'm not surprised by this. A 31-point spread, Michigan's heavy favorite.
Yeah, like you said, Andy, they're number 3 in the college football playoff rankings, one of the best teams in the nation. Over under, they're sitting at 48.5, Andy. The point spread actually opened up. What I saw it at was about 28 points, Andy, which was 4 scores. And people were just laying money on Michigan, obviously, and got that up to where it is now at 31.5.
I think it's going to go back.
Back down?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I think it's going to close 29.5, maybe even 29. And that's where I'm leaning right now. I'm leaning on a Nebraska cover.
Yeah, with it over 4 touchdowns, I believe that the Huskers could cover, Andy. Mm-hmm. The one thing that really just stands out in my mind, Andy, is last year Nebraska being able to stay in that game, only losing by 3 points. Had the game really kind of locked in, could have won.
Yeah.
I kind of look at Harbaugh to look at this and kind of keep his foot on the gas in this one and make sure that doesn't ever happen again. I'm projecting a final score of around 38-10 for the Wolverines.
Okay, so, but that's only 28 points.
Exactly. I'm saying that I think that they're going to win by 4 touchdowns, but that's pretty much the limit there, Andy, and I think it's going to be right there with that over-under as well. So if I had to pick right now, I'm going with that under and the Huskers to cover.
This caught my eye. 100% of the money right now is coming in on the under.
Yeah.
I usually see it the other way around.
Yeah, and the thing about it, Andy, is that I believe the over came out at about 50 and a half, 51, something like that, and it's been betted down so much that it's at 48 right now.
Yeah.
I think that this might go up again, like you're saying, kind of balance out with the spread.
Yeah, it's going to have to.
Yeah,
it's going to have to move.
Yeah, I think it will get back up to 50. So if you're going to bet the over, get it in right now because it's probably about the lowest it's going to get until the weekend at 48 points here. It'll probably be 50 and a half.
There are some books already at 49.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's going to be over 50 by the time kickoff is. So if you're on the over, get it in now, but I think it will be kind of on that under underside.
The under's heavy, and I think Nebraska has a lot to do with that because who's our quarterback? I don't know. Can he throw a pass?
Well, yeah, we don't know who the quarterback is, but I mean, at our best, it's going to be Casey. Limited, but our other option will probably be Logan Smothers, which would mean that we are going to be heavy run offense, trying keeping the ball away from them, eating up big chunks of clock. So, and we know that Michigan's going to score every time that they touch the ball. So, like I said, I think they do beat us by 4 touchdowns, but that's about the limit right there. And you never know, we could get a a late score in there and kind of only lose by 3 touchdowns.
That's right. I like that late score.
No, but yeah, I'm leaning towards the under and a Husker cover. So
there we go. I like the Big Red to cover here too. All right, let's move on to a little more highly profiled game as far as 2 ranked opponents. Alabama.
Yeah.
Number 9 Alabama traveling to Ole Miss. Ole Miss is ranked number 11 in the nation, but Alabama is a road favorite of 11.5. This is a 2:30 kickoff on CBS.
Yeah, Andy, and Ole Miss had an open week to prepare for this with the bye week last week, but there's no doubt that Lane Kiffin has been circling this one on the calendar for the whole entire year.
Yep.
Behind a seasoned offensive line, the Rebels are a very good running football team, Andy. At time, Alabama's tackling from its inside linebacker position has been kind of vulnerable to power running backs, which Ole Miss has in troves.
Yeah.
So I really like this spot for Ole Miss to cover here, Andy. I don't know if they're going to win the game, but I do believe it's probably going to come down to a field goal at the end. And I really like the Ole Miss Rebels to cover here.
I'm big on the Lane Kiffins as well.
Yeah.
I think they're going to cover it in a big way here and maybe even win outright. That's why I'm eyeballing that money line at plus 350.
Dang,
man,
yeah,
I really like
yeah.
that. I really like that. But I'm not going to get too wild with that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I mean, I've seen some books that are, plus 14 points for Ole Miss. And if you see something like that, just, jump on that.
Yeah.
There is
to
cover 14 points. I'm just saying that, we all know Alabama can put up points and we know that they can beat teams by multiple touchdowns.
Yep,
but this is the number 11 team ranked in the nation at home with a old coach at Alabama coming in that really wants to play hard against this team. And Alabama already has 2 losses. I really think Ole Miss can cover here by at least, 10 points. So I'm with Mississippi.
And going back to play action pools.
Yeah.
I was on a heater last week, won 7 of 8, just 7 of 8 home dogs.
Yeah.
I just went with the home dog. And this is that spot. If we had it again, this is exactly where I'd be going with.
Exactly.
I'd be picking Ole Miss.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, another matchup with 2 ranked opponents.
Yeah.
This is on ESPN2.
Heck yeah.
2:30 kickoff. UCF, University of Central Florida. They're ranked 22nd in the nation. Going to Tulane, the Green Wave. They're ranked 17th in the nation.
Yeah. Tulane, a 1.5 favorite at home. Over-under sitting there at 54.5, Andy.
Yeah.
Both of these teams have the AAC title game in sights.
American Athletic Conference.
Yeah,
AAC.
which should make for an exciting – I believe this is going to be one of the more exciting games on Saturday. Like you said, both of them ranked, both of them kind of fun offensive teams. But
and outperforming what they're predicted to do.
Exactly. Tulane has yet to win the conference in its program history, so I believe that there's a little more juice towards the Green Wave. They beat a really, really good Kansas State team earlier in the year, so Tulane has ripped off 5 straight wins to start conference play. I really like them to cover here, Andy. I'm looking at a Tulane 27, UCF 21, 23 kind of game. I believe they do cover at home, and I like the Green Wave.
I think it might even be a little tighter than that, but I still think Tulane can cover.
Yeah.
And then, earlier in the year, we're kind of throwing some shade at Kansas State.
Yeah.
Losing to Tulane. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Now it doesn't look that bad, does it?
It does not.
They're 8-1 overall. They are 8-1 against the spread. Give me the Green Wave in a big way.
Yeah, and like we said there, Andy, with that over-under sitting at 54.5 points, I kind of do like the under a little bit here, Andy, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
The Green Wave have only given up 4.9 yards per play this season, while the Knights are only allowing 2.6 opponent red zone scores per game. These two teams are kind of the definition of bend but don't break defenses. So I think this will be on full display on this one, and I think the game's going to be determined by field goals.
Make the offenses earn it. Keep it in front.
Exactly. So I really like that under 54.5 points as well. So kind of lock that in as well.
Lock it up. You lock it up.
You lock it up.
All right. TCU. They're heading on over to
the main event.
Oh, yeah. Texas, 18th ranked. They're ranked now.
Yep.
That's going to be a 6:30 kickoff at ABC. And when you know it, the Longhorns are a 7-point favorite.
Jeez, Andy.
TCU's ranked. They're in the playoff.
They're in the college football playoff, for God's sakes.
They're ranked 4th.
And, they're a touchdown dog to Texas, who just barely is ranked. They're 18th now in the nation. I don't know. I honestly think that this is going to be a really, really close game, Andy. But I do believe the wrong team is favored. I believe that the team that's in the college football playoff should be the favorite by at least 1 to 3 points.
So you like TCU to cover if nothing else?
I like the +7 no matter what.
Yeah.
The status of Quentin Johnston is important. The TCU offense wasn't nearly as explosive without him. And if he plays, I think they have the edge. So keep an eye on his status. The Horned Frogs against the spread is the move. If Johnston takes the field, I think they win outright. I think Texas could win if Johnston doesn't play, but I think it still keeps to a very, very close game, even if Johnston doesn't play.
Yeah, I agree with everything you say there. And I don't want to say too much because no matter what side of the fence I'm on, Texas just gets me.
Yeah, horns down.
Yeah, horns down. Horns down on the books, on everything for me. I can't stand those guys.
Yeah.
Even if I pick them to win, they'll figure out a way to lose.
Exactly.
Exactly. Hell with that. Horned Frogs. Give me the Horned Frogs here, at least to cover.
Yeah.
I really do like that. You heard the horn right there, so that means we're up against it. But let's take a minute to recognize one of our fabulous partners, and that is the Nebraska Brewing Company. I've been enjoying the Cardinal like I always do, one of their pale ales. What do you got going on over there, Jabron?
You know me, every week, Taco Vesa.
Taco Vesa.
It is the best beer around.
Nebraska Brewing Company, world class in every glass. Don't go anywhere, folks. This is WTL.